The best beginner project is a project that solves an issue that you already have. When I wanted to start a project to learn, I decided I would try to solve an issue that I had, which was my photos map. It showed me all of the photos I had taken across multiple road trips around the US, but none of them showed me individual routes from each individual trip. That led me to choose Map My Pictures as my project. This is how it looks now, but it didn't always look like this. That's because when I originally started writing this program, it was a desktop application. I was writing it in C# with a backend of Python. I realized pretty quickly that the desktop solution was not the best way to go, so I quickly converted over to a Next.js app and started using TypeScript for all of my programming. This was something I wouldn't have known if I hadn't started out by trying the desktop application. I assumed a desktop application would work better because I'm working with images, and what's better than a strong backend like C# to handle all the image processing. But I realized after starting that I didn't actually have to use much image processing. All I had to do was pull out the EXIF data and use that to generate my map. So after many iterations, this is where I currently stand with the project. There's still a lot to be done, but it's starting to look a little more polished as we go. This is the project screen. This is where you can add photos, add projects, and projects are ways to organize your photos into different trips. So here I have 2 projects that I have entered in my test server, one from my road trip around the country, and one from Hawaii. I have a second test project which does not have any images added, and this was so that I could test out what the page looks like if I have nothing added. There's no featured image to generate. You can zoom in and out on your interactive map. You can move around, and you can even get an angled view of your travels. There are settings up here. You can show your photo pins. So this shows every photo that was uploaded in order to see the different photos and their locations. You can also remove them from the project or delete them from your account entirely. You can change the line color to whatever you want, and this will save onto the project. So let's say I want to make this line, we'll make it green. You can save that. And now the project featured image and the project viewed by anyone else coming to the site will see it as a green line. There's also a selection tool so that you can select multiple points throughout your project. So I can go into this project and remove these, and it would take them out of the project and connect the lines between the missing spots. I'm not going to do that right now. Finally, there is a download image button, which lets you download an image of your project. That will be whatever the screen is set to. So if you want to tilt the screen, you can download an image that'll look just like this to your device. Finally, there's a place to drag and drop photos to upload them to your project. This is a great way to add new photos to a project that you have just taken, or you can also add them when you're just creating a project for the first time. The upload page can also be used to upload photos. If you upload here, they don't go into a project. You'll have to add them from the main map. If you go to the main map page, you can select any photos you want and add them to a project from here as well. If we go to the website, we can see that there's some projects that have been created from other users. So if we click on this project right here, this is a trip to Florida that someone else has made. They've uploaded their pictures, and we've extracted the EXIF data from their travels. This will show down to the exact spot that the photo is taken, so make sure that you have no sensitive information if you're sharing this publicly that you don't want others to see. If you upload pictures from your house, it will show the other users exactly where your house is. As far as safety goes, we never actually upload the photos onto the server. The photos stay on the device of the user, and the device itself pulls out the EXIF data and sends that over to our server. You can see here what all is stored for each photo. There's not much. The most sensitive information would be the latitude and longitude, and it also stores the date that it was synced and the date that the image was taken, so that we can draw the path accurately. So hopefully this has inspired you to start a project of your own. If you're going to, just make sure you pick something that will give you stuff to learn. It's great to create a simple program like a calculator, but if it's too easy, you might run out of things to learn very fast. And you can see by the amount of commits that I've worked on this for quite a bit. I've put in 265 commits in a little over half a year. And you can see there's clearly a lot to be done still. There's a lot of UI cleanup that needs to be done. There's a lot of code debt that I've made, especially having started with being less experienced and now learning a lot from this project. So let me know in the comments if you have any tips on how to learn faster, especially for beginners. How would you go about learning if you had to start from scratch again? Also, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be releasing more videos about programming and coding and reviewing some of my previous projects that I've used to learn when I started as a beginner as well.